My iPad was dead. I had to go find a cable. There we go. All right. So we left off. Let's kind of double check what we did yesterday. How's it going, by the way? You should hit the like button. Sean, what's the latest emoji you dropped? We got some faces. It's pretty funny. The white coating on the tree stayed. It didn't go away. So that tells me that the glue kind of just dries over a little too much. I do have UV varnish that I wanted to use to cover it. But that's just something I'm gonna have to explore. And probably the right way to clean this up, first thing that comes to mind, put more on it and just cover it with more foliage. Otherwise, I don't know exactly how to clean that with this being on the foliage. So that's the first prototype magnetic tree, which is gorgeous but wobbly. The second modular tree, we got the different base. This base is magnetic, but tougher than that was when it was magnetic. And then we made more of a plug-based magnet system. After the stream yesterday, though, I noticed that one magnet out wasn't necessarily the best choice. I think 2 magnets out would be better, but the problem is it gets tough wanting to do a solo tiny tree. And I kind of have to make a decision, do I want that or not? That's what it feels like it's becoming. So, good to know. Is my iPad alive? There we go. You can play some music. Get funky up in here. Okay. So this was the plan that we worked out yesterday. And I think this is the right direction. I still don't think this is perfect, but I think it's so much better. Let's see. Downloads. There we go. All right, so I agreed that at the top of today's stream, we will try working on this pine tree. Kind of a take 2 to what this pine tree can do. There we go. So let's clean it off. First step. Use a brush. Might be a smart thing to do. Some basic cleaning work right now. Literally the most exciting part, am I right? Okay. There we go. Let's just keep this over to the side for now. What up, Chance? Trying to get the music going. Downloads. I don't know what's up with this iPad. It's an old one, but normally just works. All right, so I used static grass last time working with this tree. Let's see. Is the static grass out and I'm just not aware? Nope, it's not out. Going through my box of chaos. There they are. Here we go, static grass. So static grass, if you're not aware, is used to make tall grass miniature dioramas and terrain. You're offline. Yes, that's why I said go to downloads. One tap. What does that do? Breaks the whole thing. Okay, so what we did last time is we used PVA glue on the limbs to catch the static grass, and it worked. But I want to put more on, which would mean I need to put more PVA glue on top, but that will just kind of wash away some of the pine that's already there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the Gorilla Glue. Let's get a wall to protect my home. And let me, before I push the spray, clean up a few things. Because it looks a little messy that I want to get rid of. There we go. Don't need that. Okay, that's fine. That'll be fine. Okay, cool. Get So when I went back to look at my references, I saw that I was definitely not putting enough pine needles, aka static grass, on the limbs. Definitely it's got to be a thick process. I've been rewatching Van Helsing. Yeah. It feels a lot goofier than I remember. Oh yeah, 100%. I think the most dramatic part about that whole movie is Dracula. Probably one of my favorite Draculas, honestly. What is it? The sidekick priest? He's definitely a goofball in that movie. Here we go. This is starting to look a lot better. It is more static grass. Your eyes do not deceive you, but it is more. More. It's not just sugar and spice, but it's also everything nice. It's one limb. It's a little problem child. There we go. Yes, I will make this go away, this little trouble. Oh, there we go. Yeah, so what I found double checking my inspirations and my research, and really the videos that talked about making these the best way possible, it was a lot. Okay. You silly person, put your glasses on. All right, so now, let's see, what's the best tool to kind of swipe away the pine off the log? This might be it. It's pretty good. Go. Great. So let's put this down and kind of clean up the mess a little bit before moving on. Great. Now we technically shouldn't need the static grass for pine. Shouldn't, keyword. I don't know where I put the little tip. There's video evidence of me putting the tip cap for this somewhere. But where is beyond me. Is it in my pocket? No. Oh, it's literally right there. Okay. Now, That was me, not you. By the way, the ding. All right, let me spray this UV resistant clear varnish. Can you even see? Probably not. Great. So now we let this dry. Woo! We will put this over here. Now, like I was saying, don't really know what to do here because it's got a bunch of white adhesive dried onto it. So my thought is I'm actually going to grab some of the turf, the grass, and sprinkle that on top since it's a nice fine grained powder. So let's take it off the magnet. Clean the nozzle. Okay. Thank you, Chance. Again, this is just the prototype for us to kind of see where the pros and cons are, where the mess ups are, and if there's a mess up like this glue issue, what are some easy solutions? Like, can I just put on this turf and will it cover up the issue? Oh, that looks really nice. I'm afraid of putting too much of the glue on there, so I'm going to try the UV.
Sorry, I have to generally interrupt. Did you bring my work pants up from the laundry room?
Toss it on the table and you grabbed it. You want to go down and find out?
Yeah, I believe you. I remember that. I just don't know why I can't find them.
In the process, you do want to put UV protection over it. It strengthens the tree and the turf. But since it's a...
I'm crazy, I found them.
You found them?
Yes.
Great. But since it's an adhesive early on, I'm going to try to capitalize on that. Try to cover this weird yellow, not yellow, but white adhesive. If it was yellow, I'd be all for it, because it would make the tree look more colorful. I mean, it's working really well. Just the crevices. I want to put some here, put some there, put that there. If you can get in there, that'd be great. Great. All right. So we do have a couple different shades of green going on. Let me, one more UV protector. Okay. So it looks really nice. I have a lot of different subtle tones going on in the tree. I think I would like to...
Ooh, that's strong.
I know. That's why I got a bunch of windows open.
Is that glue?
Yeah, it's... Yes.
Where did you find the dust, huh?
Try and just pack it in. There we go. Some wacky looking tree. So yeah, the adhesive stuff covering it with the fine grass. I just saw another coat. Works really well. It's a great fix. You know what? We need more light. Let's turn on the lights. Please work. Apps. They're rough. There we go. So yeah. I think it looks really nice. We have a mix of these little brighter spots sprinkled in. We have a lot of the main foliage being the dominant, like, both structure and color. And then this turf representing kind of just like an overpass of higher resolution green that covers a lot of the glue spots. Works really well. It's a great tree. Now it's really about solving this part. For sure looks like a tree. Thanks, man. I'm holding a tree and I don't want to hold a tree. What do I do? Guys, what do I do? Put it in this little cup. Lean it against the wall. There we go. Okay. Clean up. That's what I should do next, is clean up. And since this has got a little bit of mix of everything, I don't want to put it back into the turf. Put it in its own bag. All right, this is gonna go great. I just spotted another pile of turf that I need to clean up. There we go. Okay. So we have, make sure you can see, base, tree. We have number 2, which is crooked, yes, but we want to experiment with this part. So I'm gonna cut another log. So let's glue a magnet, get it twice as long. There we go. And see what that does to the tree design. This is all about stability. Let's remove this. And that way I can always know what direction it's going. A little much on the glue, but I'll be fine. There we go. There. So now this has 2 magnets out, which is going to make it weird if I want to do like a small tree. And I'm kind of becoming a tall tree only situation. Which then the question is, why even have the magnets if it's just going to be a tall tree? First, storage. Being able to put them down, keep them all 6 inches or lower is going to be great for storage. Second, maneuvering. When we want to maneuver under the tree, I can still have this and just keep this off the... I can still have the base on the table and keep the top of the tree out of my way. So, let's make another log to do the tests for the double length magnet. The music's good, right? Church, what's up? Thank you, Chance. So I don't think I've shown you guys this on camera. All the logs have been cut off camera so far, just on my spare time. So I have this bad boy, a handsaw. Guys, I'm growing up. Church, how have you been? It's been a minute. Okay. Don't want to hurt myself. Pine tree over there. Right? It's part of the process. Okay. Fits fine. So this is glued. I'm gonna put a third magnet on as a reference for depth. Almost there. There we go. Smells like I'm making a derby car. Remember that in high school or junior high or something? Where you're trying to do a derby car race and you have to take a bunch of soft birch wood and you're making little cars out of it. That's what it smells like. All right. So we want this magnet right here. Well, that just fits in like a glove. Wonder how long that'll last. Okay. take the third magnet. Instead of getting it accidentally glued to the whole piece, that's a smarter choice. A non-magnetic tool. There we go. And that's in. So, let's close the glue. Foam base with rock side and grass tuft top with a magnet, pretty big magnet in the middle. We take this bottom log, magnet at the bottom, snaps on. Pretty sturdy. Let that dry just a little bit longer, just for safety. And then we're going to test this one out that has 2 magnets out to function as like a peg, a magnetic peg. Hit the like button if you like trees. Okay. Or the Lorax, if you like the Lorax. Now we're gonna work on that pine tree. Find my little scissors. Okay. Let's give it a shot. I think this is a great opportunity to test it out. make sure I have the foliage near me. I do. I'll probably use the foliage that I cleaned up because it's not that bad for this. So let's just do the top, not the whole thing, piece by piece. We'll start with that. Stick it in there. Just get all messed up. Interesting. Interesting. I don't not like it. I just find it interesting. All right. Let's try another layer. This time I'm gonna try the tough. What does that do? It doesn't read, so it's really the foliage that I need. So. I need that body. Let's get the blender involved. I'm noticing that's a step I'm kind of skipping. Mix the medium with some dark. Some light in there. There we go. And sprinkle just a little bit of this summer vibe. Summer spice. That's some real green juice. They are so tasty. Okay. Here we go. Come on. You're stuck in there. Okay, let's keep going. Gotta just have some faith in the process. Even if things aren't looking right, just have some faith. All right. So, very first pine tree. The prototype. We've done a cost analysis. So it's not perfect. And I think a massive amount of the problem actually is not enough branches coming off. Like, this is too big of a gap going up the side here. I think that's like the biggest issue, right? Up here is a little too clunky. And obviously trees come in different shapes or sizes, but it just feels not organic. I like the look, I just don't like what the result is in the shape and silhouette. So, good to know. However, Fables? I'm not throwing it out, I'm definitely keeping it. But I'm curious what the next few versions are going to be to make this look even better. And I got plenty of tree foliage now. All right. So, this base should be dry. Let's mess around with this tree. So before I do it, let me show you an example. This is the other model. You can see how wobbly it is, and it's just flat to flat, meaning two flush magnets next to each other. No peg. This is meant to have two magnets as a peg, and there's a third, I think even a fourth magnet inside, so it's pretty strong. In here, we're pretty far down. I want to say a little bit less than 0.5 centimeter. So let's give it a shot. Okay. Connects. Great. Holy crap. That's pretty good. Oh, what broke was the glue of the magnets. Hilarious. So the peg idea worked too well. Great. Let's see if I can reinforce it and we can actually move forward with some ideas and designs. Great. Cool. That's a success, guys. That was an absolute success. I don't know why the magnets don't just stay in this hole. Okay. Let's glue this here. Enough. Put the magnet in crooked. So now it's off-centered. That's not good. Okay. So there's a problem in this design right here. Easy fix. First off, some freaking intense glue, please. Okay. Things are working. So, hypothetically, a big reason why this bottom log is actually glued to down at this base is for stability. I had a much smaller magnet down here, and it was actually not that stable. Similar to what's going on up here. So I put bigger magnets on this base that was a little bit more custom made. So in the hopes that I'll be able to not just put a small tree on, which, by the way, if you just make the tree and the base and just glue the two together, this is great. Can I get a good angle? Right, this is good. And you can swap out the tree as long as it doesn't fall over. But yeah, you could glue that, and that's a perfectly good tree. The whole reason why I'm doing what I'm doing is by adding this extra log. It's because I want playability around the tree, and I want there to be taller trees for bigger monsters underneath them. It's a little less realistic, but it's far more fun to play with. Okay. So, if the magnets connecting the log and the base are strong, like this, it's pretty strong, then what that can mean is, storage-wise, these can be separate things, and I could be using less log. I can make less logs, more bases to separate different terrain. And then for the lip, I can actually just carve it off. Yeah. And then really it's all about making sure that there's enough weight down below. A painted band-aid around it. They meet for support. A painted band-aid. Oh, that's interesting. No, because then... No, this is enough support up here. The peg with 2 magnets, that's such an amazing amount of support. It's crazy. It's really now the bottom. So if like this system was actually... if that system was glued onto here, this would basically be perfect. There you sexy mouse man, you. Hey, Brian. All right. So the only downside to this right now, other than I have to test out the weight of the tree on top, is really about putting more weight down here. Okay. Dude, this is a great stream. So much is being learned. We got to finally get foliage on this tree. Doesn't look perfect, but we'll get there. Also, is there a magnet at the bottom? Because the idea would be... the pine tree is actually this tall. Starts to look a little bit more realistic. All right. So, let's clean up this foliage and continue on a test for this. This is prototype number 2, and I think by the finish of this, we'll have a perfect design of what we want, because we've experimented with all the options. That's the point of this stream, is testing out the ideas before I film it. What was it that you said, Brickmaster? It was, No, it was Sean. Have we done a cost analysis of material components for this project versus just buying a ready-made tree? Oh, just wrap a painted band-aid around where they meet for added support on the first tree. I think it could be that. I think another option would be to lock in this log system. So, and if I'm going to do the peg system from the second prototype, I can just add the peg to this top tree and just put it to a new base. Oh my god, the wobble difference. Okay. So let's try carving this. Start by drawing in. There we go. Good. Just trying to make a scarring. Great. Let me get the big knife. All right. now, surprisingly, we need glue. Oh, this stuff is really dried up. Okay. Is this even usable? Not really. Okay. I'll have to clean that bowl in a lifetime from now. Saw that coming. I just saw it coming. Okay. Here we go, guys. Black powder. Specifically, black pepper powder. A new set of dishware kitchen appliances. Oh, it's so true. So we just put the glue with black pepper. Fine grinded. So you could use coffee, you could use sand. Probably sand is the best idea. Not what I'm doing. Because this is just going to open up your nasal cavity and make you sneeze a whole bunch. But the point is to really give it texture. And I find sand or black pepper powder with glue, whether you're rock or wood, it really gives a nice texture. It's kind of just the right size to represent both just dirt and bark. Oh yeah.
you are. I was like, where'd you go? You left me. Thought we were hanging out in the bedroom. Did you get bored? Did you get bored?
Okay. So let's kind of review what I just did. I put the glue paste black pepper onto the wood log. It was just thick enough that I'm able to kind of draw a little bit of lines, kind of like a tree. I can't promise I'll be able to do that every time, but that'd be nice. And then I just added some more to the top one. Not trying to glue them together, but trying to make sure they match. There we go. I do feel like I'm going to have to glue the logs to the bases. It's just a feeling, but it's a strong feeling. That's gonna take all night to dry. So let's take a look at the tree that we started the day with, other than the pine tree. Our summer tree. So our summer tree, I just got done putting today the UV resistance is supposed to be clear, but it's not. It's actually leaving residue. And that kind of hurts my heart. It is pretty stiff in a good way. Like, this is a very nice first tree. And I think what am I thinking? I'm thinking I'm going to double check a few videos if they get this problem too. And I'm going to double check how other people prefer to do this part of the tree where we have leaves on it. And now how do we kind of just seal it? And I think it's just dunking it into glue, which I don't have that much glue for. So I'll double check. Either way, this is fantastic. Ah! The pine tree, I've kind of already gone over it, but I just want to go over it again because life. I'll make more pine trees in the future. It just reads to me that it needs more branches and potentially less static grass because it's a little too clunky, too fat. I think these could be longer down here, the branches down below. Surprisingly, I thought they were already long. Let's see, how long are they? They're a good 4 centimeters. I think, how far is this from the center? Yeah, I think 6 centimeters is what I want. So, yeah, this is a good lesson learned. Good prototype. And this is why we're prototyping. And it's taking a few episodes, few streams to get there, but totally worth it. Absolutely worth it. What I'm curious though, because I'm using armatures for the seasonal trees, and I'm kind of making the pine from scratch? My curiosity. The pine trees that I purchased, they seem very plasticky armatures. So I'm curious, where did these armatures come from? This is not the original base. Black pepper powder. It's not the original base. And basically, looking at this real close up, it's green plastic, pine, and they essentially just put glue on it and sprinkled turf. That's all this is, which is way less steps than I'm doing for my pine tree. So I'm gonna look for these armatures and see if I can find them. Because if it makes sense to do it this way and just make it look better, great. The reason why I wouldn't just use this one straight out is I'm hesitant. I'm hesitant to use it because I only have 3, and I don't want to ruin my only 3 pine if I don't know how to replace them. So that's some research I gotta do. But man, we got really far. We learned a lot. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. I'm gonna wrap it up here. Get away from this black pepper powder. Is it dripping or leaking? What's going on over here? No, it's just drying. And I'm gonna get to some editing, which definitely needs to get done. Wow, I'm fuzzy, very furry. Need to get a haircut. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, guys and gals. Today's Friday, so I'm not going to stream for the next couple days. Take the weekend, which is going to give me time to fiddle with these trees and the research. Monday, 4:30 p.m. Pacific, and we'll get another stream in. We'll get a jump on the trees. That's really what we're pursuing right now. And I'll probably cut some bricks over the weekend too to get a little bit more stocked up on my bricks. All right, well, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I really appreciate it. Hit the like button, hit subscribe, check out Discord if you want to stay notified, and if you want to support the channel, head on over to Patreon. All the links are down below. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. You deserve it. Have a wonderful afternoon, evening, and of course, good night.